Hello everybody, welcome to another War and Pieces. Flea markets are a fantastic place to find war games a lot of times, and sometimes board games. But usually you can find more war games, believe it or not. I don't know why that is. But I happened to run into something and I wanted to share it with you. And it is the Alamo Remembered. Now, I got this for a few bucks. It's an out-of-print game from Victory Points Game. I'm going to tell you all about it in a video that I did some time ago when I found this game over the holiday season. So we're going to go and take a look at my explanation of the Alamo Remembered. Okay, so I'm not going to explain every rule here, but if you have some questions, definitely check out the live play I do of this, and it'll really help you a lot. Now, what's going to happen is there is a sequence of turns. There's 3 turns to the entire game. It's either going to go to the last stand, or it's going to go to Jimbo's illness, and then the last stand. What is going to happen is, no matter how you look at it, the Texans are getting wiped out. Okay? Now, here are all the Mexican armies. There are things that are called dummies in there that have no value, but there are also heroes, which have 2, and then riflemen that have a battle factor of 1. The thing with this, and the one thing I want to show you, it came in a little itty bitty box. But you have this puzzle piece type of laser cut board, which is really nice. But they also give you a paper board that, in case you wanted to use the paper board, you can use it instead of using the laser cut. All the pieces are laser cut and perfect, of course, and this is just a beautifully aesthetic game. It's just well put together for something that comes in a little box. All right, let's just go over some of the quick things that happen here. On each turn, you're going to face assault. Now, over here there are numbers. These are breach numbers. If the Mexicans are able to beat that breach number, then they're going to get in, and that's going to cause the last stand. And that's where you just gather whatever units left here, and good luck to you, because you're getting wiped out no matter how you look at it. But before then, you're going to try to hold out as long as you can. So basically, in each zone, as you can see, the zones are split up to the southwest wall, the south wall, the northwest wall, the north wall, east wall, and southeast, of course. You can put up to 6 units, but you definitely don't have 6 units. You have a lot of dummy counters, and you do have some riflemen in here. So, for instance, we're just going to show you this particular corner here. Actually, yes. Now, already out here, I have what are cannons. Okay, and that's only because I wanted to separate them. But you're going to, when you lay something down, you're going to put it all here on one, and they're not going to know which cannon you have. And what's going to happen is you're going to turn over that cannon, because on the first phase is Texas deployment phase, and you're going to put no more than 6 units in a wall. Now, you don't have 6 units, but maybe there's a weaker wall that you want to really defend, and that's over here where you have a 3 and a 3. You're okay over here with a 5 and a bunch of 4s, but you know that they're going to come and try to attack you. Then the Mexican approach phase. They're going to place all their forces face down, but no more than 4 in each wall section. So say, for instance, they're going to take 4 guys here, okay, and they're going to put them there. Then the Texas cannonball phase is going to come, and that's where they're going to take this thing and they're going to pick 1 face down unit and eliminate it. Oh, but it turned out to be a dummy, so it's a 0. Well, that's too bad. Now the Texan movement phase. Well, maybe they figure, okay, well, we weakened that, we can move 2 of these guys over here, and that'll be fine for us. You can always move out. Now, you can't take anybody from here and move them anywhere else, because once they move here, they can't. You can't take a unit and move it out. But you could take one if there were some additional units over here and move them into there. Oh, actually, you can't. You can only move them into where they were out, where they go out. So movement is very. You really have to make sure that you're moving the people where you need to, where you feel is going to be really getting blown up. Then it's the Mexican reinforcement phase. This is when you are going to take this particular person who has a 2 off here, and you are going to take that, and then you are going to grab some other reinforcements that you may have, and you're going to mix those up, and you can move those around. Now, usually there's 3 reinforcements left over. What you're going to do then is you can now pile as many as you want, and it doesn't matter. And what happens from there is after the initial cannon phase, you can pile up to 8, 10, doesn't matter, in one corner, and try to focus on breaking through on one wall. Then the Texas rifle phase is going to happen, and we're going to turn over. Well, there's nobody there. That's not good. Then the Mexican assault phase is going to happen. All the Mexican things are going to be revealed on that wall section. So you're going to turn all these figures over, and you're going to count. and now it's not going to be nice, because what happens is you're going to reveal everything and eliminate any units here. So we have a bunch of guys here, which is more than enough to get rid of this dummy and definitely take out that cannon. Now it is the breach determination. At the end of the phase, you're going to count up how many you have here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 5. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to breach that wall on the first turn, get through, and it automatically skips here to the last stand phase. Now, the last stand phase, there is a number of things that are going to happen. And let's see. Now, if they were able to make it, of course, they would have a Texas rally phase. So say, for instance, they didn't have as many people here. There would be a Texas rally phase where anything that was eliminated, they would be able to grab one as long as there was a hero here, meaning David Crockett was somewhere here. Now, David Crockett is, of course, somewhere on here. Oh, no, that's an 18-pounder. And, of course, we don't have Davy Crockett around here. Ah, here he is. He was hiding. Davy Crockett never hid from anybody. If Davy Crockett survived and they didn't breach the wall, you would be able to bring at least one unit to hopefully survive another turn. Normally, you're going to get breached on turn 1, turn 2. If you're really good at what you do, you can hold out to turn 3, and that's what you really want to do. The last stand, how that happens is you're going to test to see if Jim Bow enters the fray, okay, or he just stays in his cot. Then there's a Texas fallback stage. Anybody that survives is going to fall back into the middle here, okay, and any cannons that you have or anything, but any cannons that were breached on any of the walls. Now, you just don't test this wall, you test all the walls. You may have breaches coming in from a number of different areas. But what happens is that this cannon now is captured and becomes part of there. Then the Mexican incursion step happens. And that's where you're going to rush as much firepower as possible at the decisive wall segment, and it is handled a decisive wall helmet in a breach. And what you're going to do is you are going to attack, and you're going to overrun. Mexicans are going to fire and charge step, where they're going to come in and apply all their numbers to what you have here, that until there are no more, and then you're going to get a certain amount of victory points. So how do those victory points add up? Well, that's pretty easy. You're going to get 1 victory point for each battle strength point among the surviving Mexican units, including reinforcement units not in play and captured cannons. You're going to get 6 victory points if breached achieved on game turn 1, which happens a lot. More likely is a breach on turn 2, where you're going to get 3 victory points. You're going to get -2 victory points if no breach was achieved, and the game ends with an overrun at the end of game turn 3. You're going to add up those points and you're going to compare them to a list here. And what it is 4 or less Mexican humiliating victory, 5 to 7 Mexican pariah victory, 8 to 11 points Mexican victory, historical result, remember the Alamo. So anywhere 8 and 11, you've historically stayed where you needed to be. On a 12 to 14, a Mexican decisive victory, and then 15 plus, a Mexican triumph. Viva Santa Ana. So there you go. That's how you play the Alamo Remembered. Like I said, we didn't explain everything, but we kind of gave you a feel of how this game plays out. And like I said, check out our live playthrough if you can. I think you'll really enjoy it. So, without further ado, let's send it on up top and get on out of here. A fantastic little game, something that you don't think would come in such a box, and just, you know, the laser cut, the quality, the fun, and all for a few bucks that I was able to find it at. I really enjoyed this. It's a great experience, and I really suggest you go out and you check your local flea markets. You know, up north, unfortunately, when it falls in the spring, you never know when you might find a little gem. And this is definitely a gem and something I really enjoyed doing and playing and going over. So always keep your eyes open. You never know what you're going to find. And there's so many wonderful war games out there. And this is just a great game that I found that was perfect. It was easy to learn, quick to get to the table, and a lot of fun solo as well as playing 2-player. So if you're able to find the Alamo Remembered someplace, I suggest you definitely pick it up. And always keep your eyes open at your local flea markets or tag sales or garage sales, because you never know what you might find. Until next time, from everybody here at BGG and your old pal Rob, we'll see you soon.